Greetings viewers, and welcome to episode 85 of the Tales of Symphonia Completion walkthrough, which might be the question mark last episode. It feels weird after these last few years. I can't believe it's been that long to take this, make this darn thing, but yeah, this is pretty much the last bit of difference in this playthrough between the first and this one. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna fight Kratos, in our one-on-one duel, fight Origin, make a pact, and then
I'm not gonna hold back this time.
I know. Yeah, and then I'll probably talk about what would be required to finish off the completion, but talk about it as opposed to show you, because it's would just be a lot of extra, very repetitious
Great.
work. Anyway,
Double demon
as usual, Kratos is fast and strong and a powerful spellcaster as well. Though he has a lot less health to make up for the fact that you're fighting him alone. And yeah, I don't know if I was just in good form tonight, or if these fights are actually easier than usual. Easier than the ones leading up to them, but I did fairly well, I think. Just make sure you have some lemon gels on hand to fill yourself up.
There! Demon spear!
And when you can, try to block his physical attacks and dodge his magical attacks, but if you just have enough lemon gels, you can just
Super lightning blade!
heal, power through it.
Demon spear! Super lightning
and as
blade!
usual, when they go into their overdrive or whatever it's called,
Take this!
It's not worth being offensive at that point, since you can't
Double demon fang!
Can't stagger them anyway.
There! Fierce demon! Super lightning blade! Fierce demon! Super lightning blade! Take Tiger Ray! Fierce demon! Demon spear! There! No way! Lightning blade! Super lightning blade!
I had both
It's over.
holy symbol and the spirit symbol equipped, something like that, so I was regenerating a little bit of both hit points and XP.
You've grown strong.
Thanks to you.
Aren't you going to finish me?
I've defeated Kratos the Angel, the one who betrayed us. And I forgive Kratos, the hero of the ancient war, who helped us. That's all.
And I thought I'd finally earned the right to die. But you're as soft-hearted as ever.
Hold on.
Honestly, I don't remember if there's any real differences
That
in
is
this
what you
scene.
desire, is it not?
But then you'll... Kratos!
Don't worry, he's alive. I gave him some of my mana.
Dad! Kratos! Are you really okay?
Looks like I failed to die once more.
You stupid jerk! You can die anytime! But when you die, that's the end!
You want him to live in eternal damnation?
Who said anything like that? What will you accomplish by dying? Nothing! There is no meaning in dying!
You're right. To think I had to have my son teach me such an obvious lesson.
Kratos!
Kratos will be fine. Form the pact with Origin.
You who lack the right. I have lost faith in all things. Have you come here to disappoint me as well?
Origin, are you bound by a pact to Mythos?
My pact with Mythos was broken the moment I was freed. Never again shall anyone make use of my power.
Even if we make a vow, we need the Eternal Sword.
I want to use the Eternal Sword to reunite the two worlds and revive the giant Carlon tree. Unless we do something, the worlds will never stop vying for mana, and everyone will suffer.
That situation was born from the weakness of creatures who are unable to accept those that are different.
That may be true, but mistakes can be corrected.
Some things cannot be corrected.
Even so, we have to do everything we can.
Exactly. I'm not gonna give up. From the moment they are born, everyone has the right to live. I want to reclaim that. Humans, elves, half-elves, dwarves, and even summoned spirits. Everyone has a right to life.
Origin. For almost an eternity, I thought that the only way to save this world was to cling to Mythos' ideals. Just as you once agreed with Mythos' ideals, I too thought his was the only way. But Lloyd is different. He taught me that in order to change something, you must do it yourself. It is not enough to merely rely on someone else and go along with their ideals.
You who possess the right of summoning, make your vow.
Origin, then...
I will try once more to believe in people. I shall do my duty in order to create a world you speak of. A world in which everyone can live equally.
I, Sheena, have but one vow. To reclaim a world in which everyone can live freely. A world in which no life is sacrificed meaninglessly.
Then we shall create a pact upon that vow. Now fight!
Not much of a specimen.
Okay, and then this guy is mostly pure caster. Some pretty strong, fast casting spells. Nothing too terrible though. Again, as usual, like dodge if it's convenient, but if not, well, just tank it. And do your best to knock him out of his casting and keep him occupied as much as possible. Anyway, I was contemplating casting a spell, realized I didn't have acuteness. Decided, I'll boost.
Are you ready?
Here's payback. Power seal. Infliction. Devastation. Serpent seal. Ready? Force seal. Infliction.
Here we go!
Fire seal.
Demon's Bane!
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready? Power seal. Dual punishment. Guardian seal. That was careless. Ready? Nurse!
Sonic Thrust! Take! I'm counting on you.
Ready? Ray!
Sonic Tiger Ray!
Extraordinary. I will believe in all of you.
Not a bad exercise, was it?
Pactmaker Sheena and Lloyd, I place my power in your hands. With that power, transform the Eternal Sword into a blade to save all life. However, the Eternal Sword remains, as by Mythos' pact, unusable by those who lack the blood of elves. You must master the sword by your own power and forge a new bond with it.
Lloyd, I have a favor to ask.
What is it?
Would you allow me to join your journey once more?
Of course.
And
I was hoping you'd say
of course,
that.
the payoff is that Kratos
Then use
joins us
this.
for the rest of the
We'll
game.
stop
Not
Mythos
that there's
together.
much left at this point.
Okay.
That's a marvelous blade. I doubt you have a sword in your possession to match it.
Really?
Take this with you. It's a present I promised you. Now that you've grown all up, I can entrust you with the greatest sword I ever forged.
Wow. I'll become even stronger with these two swords. Thanks, Dad. And Kratos.
Well then, let's be on our way. The final battle awaits.
Yeah. Everyone's waiting outside. Let's go, Kratos.
Be careful.
Right.
So it says title, but it means you got a new tech, a new
Everyone?
spell.
Let's go.
Just like Colette's judgment. This is pretty much the same. When I was a child, I used to have my father carry me on his shoulders. I thought you couldn't remember anything about your childhood. I don't remember very clearly, but I have a feeling we looked up at the stars and talked together. I see. So because of that, I've always made sure that the stars were the one thing I studied seriously. Really? Yeah, really. And new title of Dad. Went ahead and checked it out. Its stats aren't actually all that amazing. I mean, if you want to make him a caster, I guess. But TP's always good. I went through and found that, yeah, as much as Trader isn't exactly what you might want to be called, it has the best stats. Update his equipment a bit. Yeah, it's going to show off his... There you go, Judgment. And one thing that you'll want to do here, since you went through all the trouble of recruiting him, is being able to learn all of his, or master all of his recipes, so he can get his cooking title. And yeah, now I'll go over pretty much what you would need to do from this point on to complete everything. Okay, so yeah, let me just reiterate. The reason I'm not planning on making a bunch more episodes, or any more really, to finish the completion here is that it would be another 2.5, 2 3/4 playthroughs through the game that would be incredibly repetitive, just the exact same stuff you've already seen in the earlier videos, to pick up the last few things. And I just don't feel like that's worth it. I don't feel like the viewership here is strong enough that the people would really want to see that. So I'm just going to go over what you'd want to do if there's anybody who at some point is actually following these guides to, or this guide to try to complete everything. And once again, point out that the even more in-depth and complete written guide is on Steam, and there's a link in the description of every video in the series. Anyway, so for this second playthrough here, now that we have Kratos, you know, you can go, let's see, I'd have him do the Colosseum, I believe. I think he still has a Colosseum. Well, anyway, yeah, go have him do the solo Colosseum. You know, maybe you feel like going and getting the Devil's Arms again, and maybe not, whatever, that's not actually important. But yeah, do the Colosseum with Kratos, the solo. Go to Darus Carlon and Vinheim, you know, the final final dungeon, just like in the last playthrough, up until the point where you have nothing left to do but go fight Mythos at the end and teleport back. Okay, so that's the end game there. At that point, you're gonna want to go to Mizuho. Okay, in fact, for a couple reasons. One, yeah, you'll go and you'll talk to the chief and the vice chief, and both Lloyd and Kratos will gain a title. And also, you should get Sheena's ultimate armor that I forgot to get in the first playthrough. And that's needed for the item list. Oh, you'll also, unless you plan on doing the Kratos route again in one of your next couple playthroughs, you'll need to grind at least him up to level 100. Which, as you can see, we're already at or around 80, because we have double XP in this playthrough. It'd be easier to do it in a 10 times XP playthrough, but again, you need to get Kratos there too, and unless you're planning on picking him again, which would necessitate yet another playthrough, yeah, this is the one to do it. So, like I said, get at least him to 100. The others can be a different playthrough if you don't feel like getting them up too, but most of them will get there or almost there at the same time, so I would probably just do it all. So everybody up to 100, you get the final stuff in Mizuho. There was one other end of game item that I forgot in the first playthrough that I would say to get now, but you can't, because you can't get it if you took the hard path. So I'll just mention it now. In the next playthrough, or the one after, or whatever, at that end game, after you've come back from Vinheim, go speak to the old bastard at Hakinisha Peak, and you can buy, I think it's called golden armor or something. It's like the best armor for, or one of the best, I forget, for the heavy armor users like Lloyd, Kratos, and Zelos. And again, you need it for the item list for completion. At this point, I believe we should have every single enemy in the enemy list as well. So, I forget off the top of my head who it is you talk to. There's someone you talk to when you have every single one to get a title for Rain. Yeah, I cannot remember off the top of my head who it is, but it's easy enough to look up. And, the hard part is not figuring out who to talk to, but filling it all out. And again, I believe we've done so. Okay, so once you've done all that, like I said, Kratos, level 100, solo Coliseum, maxed out his cooking, and gone and talked to the guy at Altamira, the resort town. Talk to the chef there with him as the lead character to get his cooking title. Okay, so and then the stuff in Mizuho. At that point, as far as I know, Kratos should be done. He should have every single title that he can get. Also recall in this playthrough, I skipped doing the beach and the formal party stuff, but if you were playing this, as I mentioned in the episode where it came up, you would not have skipped that. You would have gotten a couple more characters, their costumes, their formal and beachwear costumes. Probably, Sheena and I don't know who else, because we already had pretty much gotten Genus, Rain, and Colette. But at least Sheena. And then we'd be ready to go ahead, and once you have Kratos maxed out, you go ahead and beat the playthrough, get ready for playthrough 3. I think what I would do is I would go ahead and in the between playthrough, the grade shop, I would buy the half leveling, and I would make my third playthrough. For one thing, I'd put it back down to normal difficulty, and then I'd have that be a sort of speed run where your main goal is getting the, I want to say it's called Gung Ho. It's a title for Lloyd that necessitates you to get to and beat what's his name? The evil scientist guy, Discount Hojo, in the underwater human ranch. That guy, you know what I'm talking about if you've been watching this series. Anyway, you have to get to and beat him with a total party, like some of their levels at, I want to say it's 145 or fewer. Again, the exact number is in the written guide, but my point is, yeah, you need to get to him at a relatively low level and beat him to get the title for Lloyd. Also, in that playthrough, I would probably go ahead and emphasize getting Regal and Presea as the top affection-wise, so that they'll be available to get their formal wear and beachwear costumes. And this, again, that should be the last of them. That should finish them off. Heck, even if you did skip doing it in this playthrough, you'd have to do a third anyway. So you could grab Sheena if you didn't in this one. Anyway, so that would finish off all that. And then I'd go ahead and choose Colette for the, either Colette or Regal for the Flanoir Doctor. I would prefer Colette because she gives you an item, and again, an item you can't get otherwise that is needed for the item completion. In fact, Regal's the only remaining person who we would need to do Flanoir Doctor, for who doesn't give an item. So Colette or Zelos really are the ones to do. Anyway, Yeah, so once you've done gotten gung-ho for Lloyd and done the Flanoir Doctor, pretty much just speed through to the end for the third playthrough. Fourth playthrough, that's the one where I just go times 10 leveling. I'd put it on Mania difficulty, at least for 256 fights, so Lloyd can get, I believe that would be his last title. And again, just rush through the game until you can do. Let's say for the let's say you did Colette for Flanoir Doctor in the third playthrough. So in this fourth one, you do Zelos. That will give you the final item needed to finish your item book. So then you go talk to someone. I believe it's in Asgard to get Genus a title for having a complete item book. Also, during that playthrough, I would go ahead and do the grinding for the pellets. I mean, you could do that in this one if you wanted, or the next, whatever. But it's really dumb. You have to go and grind up like 30 of each type of pellet. Go to Dirk, have him make them into figurines. Check your figurine book to see how completed you are, etc. Do that a few times until you only have a few missing, and then I would look up online the list and see which ones you're missing and specifically what type of pellets each of those require. You might find out, oh, okay, I have every single one that can be made with common pellets now, so I don't need to, regular pellets, so I don't need to grind those anymore. I just need the rare ones and the whatever the other one was called. Like I said, it's dumb, but it's needed for completion. Once you get every single figurine from all the pellets, then that gives someone a title, I think. I forget who off the top of my head. Maybe Genus again. Maybe Lloyd. I don't remember. Or maybe it's not even a title. Maybe it's just for an achievement. I forget. Anywho, I would probably save that for the fourth playthrough. Again, when I would have times 10 leveling anyway, and I'd just be probably breezing through. Unless you leave it on Mania difficulty, then it's not going to be so much of a breeze. Especially in the very beginning of the game. I remember when I first tried Mania difficulty, I was losing to the initial ghosts and zombies until I got a hang of it. But like most games, once you get some levels and some equipment, the higher difficulty isn't as bad, except, as has been shown in this playthrough, for the bosses. They can be kind of a nightmare, so good luck with that. But again, you'll probably be much, kind of over-leveled for most of the game, so that will help. And finally, I should say, okay, rewind a little bit. So, getting those last titles. In the third playthrough, when you choose Colette, make sure that you, at the point in the game that we just showed in this video, right after staying the night at the in Heimdall, but before going to fight Kratos, during that tiny window, you have to leave and go to Dirk's house, and then, I believe, talk to Dirk. And if Colette was your Flanoir Doctor pick for that playthrough, then she gets a title. So again, you have a very small window right there between staying at the inn and going and fighting Kratos. Go talk to Dirk, Colette gets a title. And then in that fourth one with Zelos, I forget precisely when. It's sometime between end of Flanwar Doctor and you know, the end of the game, you go to Altamira. I'm pretty sure, like the I think it's the hotel in Altamira. You talk to someone, and both Zelos and Sheena gain their final titles. Okay, and then so final playthrough. You don't even need to finish this one. Just get to Flanwar Doctor as quick as you can. Pick your last character, which would probably be Regal in you know, my case. And then get to again, I forget precisely what point in the game, but it's easy enough to look up until you can go and talk to what's his face, you know, the guy in charge at Regal's company, and he'll get his final title, and that should be the very last one in the entire game. And so yeah, you'll have collected all items, all titles, all figurines, all, you know, every monster in the monster book. If you are being difficult about it like I was, then you'll make sure that you have every single monster ID'd and every single drop logged, though that's not actually needed to get like all the achievements and everything. It's just for the you know, for how, whether or not you want to choose to include it in your completion. And yeah, that should be absolutely everything. Then you will have completed this game, and that was the point of this walkthrough. So I hope you understand why I chose to just talk it out here instead of play through what would probably be another couple of months of again, for me it'd be super repetitive, and it would only make an episode or two, because I would want to cut out all the repetitive parts and only show you the tiny bits that were different. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this series. I do love this game. I'm a little sick of it now, though not as sick of it as I was, you know, the first time when I actually did the 4.5 playthroughs and completed it for myself the first time. You know, maybe I'll pick this game up again in another 5 years, who knows? And then I obviously would like the channel to continue, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do next, what game or what have you. Right now, I'm kind of defaulting to thinking I'll do, what was it? Tales of Vesperia? Though I don't, you know, I've never written a, you know, I've never even completed that game, let alone written a walkthrough for it. So that would be a different format. It would be almost more of a let's play. So hopefully people would actually be interested in that. Or, you know, if once again, I know I've said it a few times and nobody's really made a comment, so please, if there's something in particular you'd like to see me play, you think it'd be fun, please let me know. I mean, like, I don't know, I could do Kingdom Hearts if I can, you know, ever afford to get that, since they just put it on Steam and what have you, or I don't know. Like I said, let me know. I love lots of different types of games. RPGs, Metroidvanias, and strategy games are my favorites. So, yeah, I'll do that. Alright, I think I've been rambling long enough, so thank you for watching so much, especially if you've watched through the entire series. In that case, extra big thank you. Take care of yourselves, and whenever I figure out what the next game will be, hopefully I'll, when I say see you there, obviously I'm not seeing you, but hopefully you'll enjoy that too. Take care. Bye.